Hey guys, HPJ here. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. And I am back with another Digimon Deck Profile. This one is very special as it's actually not my Digimon Deck Profile. No. This is actually a residence of my locals over at DFG. At DFG. To Lawrence Malloy, congratulations on your top 16 for the Ultimate Cup. And this is his deck list for that Ultimate Cup. So this is the Ultimate Cup from July 15th of 2024. Yeah, I know why did I wait so long. That's simply because I had other things to do, guys. So, hey, look, things happen. Now, I'm going to go through this deck list because this is actually a really good version of Imperialdramon. There are a lot of good versions of Imperialdramon that have been coming up because why? BT16 had a whole bunch of Imperialdramon stuff, and I guess people were waiting for it to come out. People do love Imperialdramon, not as just a Digimon overall, but this is a really good deck. It has a lot of good points to it. It has piercing, it has jamming, it has suspend, it has unsuspend, it has removal due to suspending that doesn't destroy. It sends cards to the bottom of the deck. It gets rid of problematic cards. It's everything you would actually want in a deck. Now, what the main issue is that unfortunately there are a lot of decks that just outspeed it, which can tend to happen. Welcome to Digimon, you know. And, you know, it's still, honestly, a really good deck. So, congrats to Malloy, and if he sees this video, congratulations. You really do deserve it, and you worked very hard to top that event. I'm sure there was a lot of competitors that you had to deal with, and there was a lot of things that you definitely, you know, grew into. Sorry, guys, I wanted to make my room smell good. Alright. So, with that said and done, why don't we go ahead and we go through your deck list. If there are things that you would like to add to this, you're free to in the comment section just to, you know, in case I get something wrong. But if anyone else has any questions, of course, you guys can ask in the comment section as well. So, with that said, let's go through this. So, we have, for the Digitama, 3 copies of BT16's Demi-Vmon with 2 copies of BT12's Demi-Vmon. For the level 3s, we have 4 copies of BT12's Vmon. We have 4 copies. Did I say 3 copies of Vmon? No, 4 copies of Vmon from BT12. 4 copies of promo card Vmon from BT16. 1 copy of BT16's Wormmon with 4 copies of BT12's Wormmon. Going into the level 4s, we have 4 copies of X Vmon from BT12 with 4 copies of Stingmon from BT12. From ST9, we have 2 copies of Stingmon, and from EX1, we have 1 copy of XVmon. Then we have 2 copies of BT8's Lightdramon. And yes, I know some of you are going to say, wait, that's Lightdramon? I thought we called him Rangedramon. Yeah. Well, in America, he's called Rangedramon. I think they moved over to Japanese thing to call him Lightdramon. I also believe there might be a Digimon that's also named Rangedramon, but don't quote me on that. Look that up, and then quote me on it in the comment section. Alright, moving on from there, we're going to go into the 5s. We have 3 copies of Imperialdramon from ST9. Then we have 4 copies of BT16's Imperialdramon. Then we have, for the level 6s, we have Imperialdramon Fighter Mode Ace from BT16. Then we have 2 copies of, is that 3 copies? 3 copies of Ace. 2 copies of Imperialdramon Dragon Mode from BT16. 2 copies of Imperialdramon Dragon Mode from ST9. And we go into the option cards of 2 copies of Hammer Spark, 1 copy of Hidden Potential Discovered, 1 copy of Incredible Dragon Insect Fusion, and 1 copy of Giga Death. Then for the Tamers, we have 4 copies of Daisuke Motomiya and Ken Ichijoji with 2 copies of Daisuke Motomiya from BT3. So that is all the cards that Malloy ran in his deck. And we're going to go ahead and just, you know, give my preference to things. We're going to talk my inclusion of this. So we're going to start off with the Digitama. 2 copies of Demi-Vmon from BT 12 and the 3 copies of BT16's Demi-Vmon. So these are great starters for blue for this deck because this BT16 one gives you 1 KDP if you have 2 or more colors. as the Digimon it inherits, and then this Digimon gives a when if you have a green Digimon in play, you draw one card. This does include you, so you get draw power, while this one gives you attack power. Do mind you, if you build up the Digivolution line, you can have both of these effects work out for you because they'll give you plus 1k DP when attacking, and then no, during all turns you'll gain 1k DP, and then the additional if you have green Digimon, you can draw one card when attacking. So pretty good stuff here. Then we move on into the rookies, so the level 3s. This Vmon from BT12 and this Wormmon from BT12 are basically the same cards, just for green, and they respectively get their respective partner. Wormmon gets Ken, while Vmon gets Daisuke. Very cool setup cards, very good on play, and they actually work really well with some of the Digimon that'll come up later on that actually put them out onto the board, and then you can get their on play effects to do the searching and add more cards to your hand. For the inheritables, this Vmon is the one that allows you to DNA Digivolve from your hand by paying the cost, and then this Wormmon here says also gives DNA Digivolution into the Digimon. So they're pretty much the same. They're just one is blue, one is green, one searches for Daisuke, the other one searches for Ken. Then moving into the other Digimon, we do have the 4 copies of Promo Vmon. So this is the one that allows you to reduce the Digivolution cost of this Digimon when Digivolving into a Digimon with the free attribute if you have a tamer in play. It's inheritable is that if it has 2 or more colors, when attacking, you draw 1 card. So more draw power, and then an easy way to go into XVmon or Stingmon, depending on which one you want to get into first. Then we have Wormmon from BT16, who also has a similar effect. This is something I want to note, that a lot of the O2 Digimon, partner Digimon from it, their rookies in BT16, have a various form of Digivolving into either a Digimon with the free attribute, or their respective trait, or their or the free trait with ease. I say attribute. I guess you can call it attribute. And easily do that by reducing the cost by 1 by meeting certain conditions. While the Vmon above does it if you have a tamer, this one does it for Insectoid or free trait from your trash, and reduces the cost by 1. So you can easily get into your Stingmon or into a Vmon, or into not a Vmon, into an XVmon with ease, because you can Digivolve a lot of the XVmons from Wormmon, because a lot of them do share the Digivolve from green or blue. Other than that, it's just a basic when attacking, you may suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, but that little effect right there can be very beneficial for later on, especially when you're using the effects of Imperialdramon or Imperialdramons. Then we move on, actually, because I think that's all of the rookies. Sorry about that. And this is a little wobbly because I'm using a new holder. So next up is the level 4s. So XVmon from BT12. When DNA Digivolving into a green Digimon, gain 1 memory. And if Imperialdramon or a Digimon with the free trait has this card as its Digivolution source, then you're able to give it jamming. So you get to take out stuff. You take out your opponent's security without having to worry about high-level Digimon blowing you up, as well as just not having to fear that much in there. And a memory buff if you DNA Digivolve. I believe the Stingmon is also the same way, but it gives piercing instead of jamming. So piercing plus jamming, that is a nasty combination right there. And then, mind you, you haven't even DNA Digivolve, so remember, you get the abilities as well in terms of inheritables that you get from the Digimon that you become. So, yeah, 2 great stats right there. We go on to ST9 Stingmon, that you reduce the Digivolution cost, reduce the play cost of this card by 1 if you have a blue Digimon in play. If you have it as the inheritable, if you have a green Digimon in play, you draw 1 card. So just standard stuff, but quick plays off of the trash for the Wormmon. Then this XVmon from EX1 gives jamming and also has jamming itself. So just an easy body to come in, swing, and swing at security. Then we have Rangermon, and this is an odd choice. I definitely would like to know what he was thinking of with Rangermon. But Rangermon has Armor Purge. If it would to be destroyed, you just go back to the Digimon that it became. It can then Digivolve off of Vmon for 2, but if you're using Wormmon, it's a cost of 3. When Digivolving, you may suspend one of your opponent's Digimon that's level 4 or lower. So it'll probably help you with the Floodgates. There are a lot of Floodgate Digimon, the ones that say your opponent can't play or can't gain memory except for using a tamer. Your opponent can't, use effects to play a Digimon and stuff like that. So this Rangermon probably helps out with that. And because it's green, it's dual color, you can use it for material for a DNA Digivolution. Which, speaking of which, let's go into Imperialdramon because there's 7 of them in this deck. I wonder why he didn't go for a full 4. Maybe because he wanted to fit in something. But DNA Digivolve off of 2 off of green and blue level 4. When Digivolving, you may return one of your opponent's Digimon with 6k DP or less to the bottom of the deck, and when attacking, you may unsustain this Digimon. So basically, get rid of a 6k DP Digimon, and then be able to swing and unsuspend on 8k. So yeah, quick and to the point. And then with those inheritables, yeah, there's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. Piercing plus jamming plus being able to send the Digimon back. Now, Imperialdramon from BT16 is who we're going to talk about next. So this is the Digimon that helps introduces Parson. Alright, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But Partisan? Please excuse me. Words. It's English. But basically, if the Digimon to be destroyed by an effect of your opponent or battle from your opponent, you can take a level 4 green and blue Digimon and put them into the battlefield. This is basically what this Imperialdramon does on its own. So you can put the XVmon and the Stingmon back into play and then DNA Digivolve back into this Imperialdramon. When Digivolving, it says that you can suspend all of your opponent's Digimon for as many Digivolution sources as this Digimon has. Then if this DNA Digimon has if DNA Digivolving and none of their Digimon can unsuspend till the end of the turn. So not only can it stun when Digivolving, but then if it's DNA Digivolve, none of your opponent's Digimon can unsuspend to the end of their turn. So you got some freebies you can swing at. Then when attacking, you can spin one of your opponent's Digimon, and if this effect doesn't unsuspend, you can unsuspend this Digimon. So yeah, you can suspend the Digimon when attacking, and if it doesn't unsuspend, you can unsuspend this Digimon, which means you can swing at multiple Digimon when needed. At the jamming, at the piercing, you just can clear out things with this Imperialdramon. And then, if so, you can also just place material. And when it's under its megas, then you can, and they die, then Partisan, and then bam, XVmon Stingmon. Moving on into the megas, we have the ace of the deck, Imperialdramon Dragon Mode. So this is a counter from your hand. DNA Digivolve into on top of does it have to be Imperialdramon Fighter Mode or Dragon Mode? Yes it does. Okay. On play when Digivolving, which I believe you can just do that on top of. Return one of your opponent's Digimon for as many or fewer Digimon that you have in this card's Digivolution sources. At the end of the attack, once a turn, unsuspend this Digimon. If there is an Imperialdramon Dragon Mode in this Digimon's Digivolution sources, you can return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. So if they have anything that wasn't unsuspended, you can send that card to the bottom of the deck thanks to that is suspended. This Digimon can send that card back. So basically, you combo this with that Imperialdramon from BT16 that will suspend everything. Then you drop this on top, and then it will send cards to the bottom of the deck that you don't want to deal with. It's a good way to get rid of like the heavy cards, the cards with a lot of effects that would stop it from being destroyed and stuff. Yeah, this Imperialdramon fighter mode helps with that. It has an overflow of 4. Most megas do. And yeah, this is ultimately a really good setup card for the deck. I'm going to just scoot this into the middle for a minute. We have the BT16 Imperialdramon. When digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers cannot unsuspend until the end of their turn. Then by suspending one of their Digimon or Tamers, you may unsuspend this Digimon. For all turns, when an effect of or play of a Digimon on your opponent, if you have a tamer, this Digimon then digivolve into Imperialdramon fighter mode from your hand without paying the cost, which basically makes it to where you can drop Imperialdramon fighter mode and then start sending cards away through its ability. Lots of suspend and unsuspend while also being able to bounce things away. Then you have the 2 Imperialdramon Dragon mode from starter deck 9, where when digivolving you may play a level 4 or lower blue and green Digimon from this Digimon's evolution source without paying the memory cost. So this helps you just spam more Imperialdramon by putting more Vmon and XVmon onto the board. We have the we have our option cards, because I'm blanking for a minute. Hammer, Spark, gain a memory. Security effect, gain 2. Hidden potential discovered. You can suspend one of your green Digimon to then digivolve to digivolve one of your green Digimon. You may suspend one of your other Digimon to reduce its visual cost by 5. Remember, this card is still at 1 for the reason that a lot of cards that are green can definitely benefit from this, including decks like, well, Imperialdramon, because you can just suspend one of your 4s that you played, and then bam, here comes another one, and you can DNA Digivolve and do all those shenanigans. Speaking of DNA Digivolving, we do have the incredible Digimon Dragon Insect Fusion, which can give one of your Digimon blocker and can't be deleted by battle. This helps you go into your DNA Digivolution deck with XVmon and Stingmon and play them from your hand without paying the cost as well. Then the effect is that for the security is to play Vmon or Wormmon from your hand or trash without paying the memory cost, and then add this card to your hand. Good looking right there. Then we have Giga Death, which is suspend one of your opponent's Digimon and then place up to 10 cards that your opponent has. 10 of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of their deck in any order. Then the security is to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of their Digimon to the bottom of the deck. So suspend, return. Then we have Daisuke and Ken. If you can play a Vmon or a Wormmon from your hand without paying the memory cost, but it does go back to your hand at the end of your opponent's turn. Which, to be fair, that's not going to happen because you're going to DNA Digivolve to overwrite. You're going to Digivolve to overwrite that. The other effect is that when one of your Digimon would Digivolve into a blue or green Digimon, you can suspend this chamber to gain a memory and then DNA Digivolve from the trash. And then if DNA Digivolving, you can trash any 3 Digivolution sources from one of your opponent's Digimon. So basically rip them of their Digivolution sources while also being able to help set up for your Imperialdramon with Daisuke and Ken. Then we have regular Daisuke from BT3, which is your memory setter. And then on play, reveal top 3 cards to your deck to add a green and blue Digimon to your hand and place the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. So tons of setup, tons of stun, tons of returning, tons of just overall setup for Imperialdramon. So my final thoughts on this is Imperialdramon's big comeback. They're having a couple more events that have showcased more Imperialdramon decks. So shout outs to the Imperialdramon players as well. This is a really good deck. If you have the chance, do go play it. Probably your most expensive card most likely is Imperialdramon Ace. I don't have any suggestions for cards if you don't have them, but a lot of the cards can easily be obtained because a lot of them are still rookies and stuff. But maybe some of you can leave those suggestions in the comment section below for things in case someone wants to budget out the deck or they just can't get to the cards themselves. But with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content being presented. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have, because that helps me out. If you have any questions and stuff, you leave those in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. That informs you when I upload more content to my channel. Social media links are in the description box below. And of course, I leave a playlist so you guys can view some of my other Digimon Deck profiles. With that said and done, thanks everyone for watching. HPJ signing out.